Hey guys, welcome to JPlays. I'm Iceman and this is my playthrough of Fallout New Vegas. And we're entering the final stretch, though this will likely not be the last video. But we are getting near the end point of this. After having been playing this on and off since about March of last year. Yeah, on and off. Now we're going to be heading off to see Caesar very shortly. And I was just thinking, before I go there, if I'm going to have Cassidy with me, and America, who if you don't know, that's one of the companions from the Frontier. Hence where I got this trusty energy sniper rifle from. If I'm gonna have them with me, let's see if we can get them some better armor based on what I've got. Alright, so you have...
Let's deal.
Let's see what we got. Well, let's see. It's very unlikely that she'll be able to wear this, but... Alright, Cassidy, let's see what you can wear.
Let's deal.
That's right, I was under Brotherhood, wasn't it? What? Where'd that go? Ah. Okay, can you wear it?
Hoarding more crap, I see.
The fact that she even has that dialogue, that's some top good work by the team. Oh, it's a Brotherhood. She can. Oh, cool. Alright, she can. Do I have stuff that won't be flagged as Brotherhood?
Cruz, do you even know where that's been? Lightly better not get messed up.
There you go. You should be able to wear that and not get flagged. I wonder though.
Hoarding more crap, I see.
Where did that?
Let's deal.
Oh, she can too. Surprising. Even though she doesn't have training. So both of them can. Do I have combat armor? Yep, I do. Alright.
Hoarding more crap, I see.
There you go, much better. That's me putting a lot of trust in her because I'm giving her my former best armor. There you go, much better. Alright. Yeah, because we're heading off to see Caesar, so... And if that goes the way that I'm expecting it to, there's going to be a battle, so... Just realised I'm not wearing anything. Ah, because I got the rebreather. Yeah, so we're headed off. Ooh. Ooh. Some graphical glitches over that way. Follow the road for a little bit. There's Boulder City over there. No, you don't want me climbing left, do you? How about here? No? Yeah, Caesar has given an olive, well, what do you call it? Whatever the saying is, given an olive branch to give me one last chance of allying with them, but I do not intend to do that. Here we have Hoover Dam, which will be where the end of the game takes place. Like the final big battle. still grab the map location for it while I can. I'm here after all.
Nelson's back in our hands. I hope we can defend it this time.
Okay, got the Hoover Dam application. The tricky bit is going to be getting from here just to Caesar's territory.
Out of Nelson. About damn.
Oh, I can't go through. Can I jump? If I jump, will I die though? And there's a wall there anyway. Alright, I have to go a different way. What's the quest editor? Ah. Travel to Cottonwood Cove. I bet you they're gonna ask to take my weapons.
Awe, are you ready to head upriver? I am Cursar Lucullus, and my orders are to escort you to the Legion's camp at Fortification Hill. Are you ready to go? You'll be meeting face to face with the mighty Caesar himself. founder of the Legion, conqueror of 86 tribes. To my knowledge, this is the first time Caesar has ever summoned one of the dissolute to see him. Not even tribal chieftains received this honor. All who are not Legion are dissolute. They live in squalor, unrestrained by morality, lacking moderation, temper, and self-control. Their very existence is a blight on the common good. Even worse are the profligates, the subtype of dissolute one finds this side of the river. They hold themselves to be civilized, when in fact they are corrupt and self-interested. The truth will be made clear to them soon enough. You'd know better than I would, but you must be remarkable for Caesar to take such an interest. The trip will take a few hours. Take your place on the boat. By order of Caesar, all visitors must disarm and relinquish all banned items. Alcohol and all chems, including stims and other addictive items. I know not why Caesar would wish to speak with such a physically inferior whelp, but I will allow this one exception. You may bear Caesar's mark, but do not attempt to share any of your medicine with anyone in the fort. Caesar strictly forbids the use of chems and alcohol. By his order, all visitors must also relinquish their arms upon entry. If you come in peace, then there is no reason to not disarm. You will not be harmed unless Caesar wills it. This is your last warning. You will relinquish your weapons and banned items, or prepare to face the consequences. This fool challenges the Legion, brothers. Let us teach him some manners. Away. Another hardly. Hey there.
Caesar should be up that way, or Kaiser as they pronounce it.
Let's kick this in.
There you are.
Serving up some fruit.
Shit.
Say your prayers, Caesar.
Had enough? Retribution.
And Caesar was no more. The mistake he made was letting us onto the island. Ah.
You're a scrapper, baby. They didn't stand a chance. How about me? Baby, that can go any direction you want. We can take Vegas together, or I can head for the nearest sunset. Your call. You think? Murdering me like this, down on my knees?
Watch it with that thing.
He did try and kill you. Well, kill the player at the start of the game, so he kinda had it coming. Now the question becomes how to get out of here. I can fast travel. Cool, can fast travel. I just hope that since killing Benny, I can still get the platinum chip. That's a death blow to the Legion with Caesar gone.
What do you need? Later.
Who are you?
That's the guy who killed Caesar.
Yes, it is. Gonna be more copyright claims. Every time that song plays, I get a copyright claim on my videos. Very annoying.
Hey! Hi there! Good to meet you. What can I do for you today? Good question! My function is to monitor Mr. House's data network and decode his encrypted transmissions. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a PDQ-88B Securitron, but you can call me Yes Man. As I understand it, I used to be just like all those other Securitrons out on the strip. But then my neurocomputational matrix was completely reprogrammed. To be nice! Very, very nice! Sure, Benny had me look at it a bunch of times. It's a data storage device, kind of like a holotape, but a lot more advanced. As for what's on it, well, some of Mr. House's data transmissions made it sound like the chip could upgrade his defenses somehow. That's just a guess, though. The chip's a proprietary format. You need special hardware to read the data on it. There are 2 locations with non-standard hardware on the network. The Lucky 38 and an underground facility at Fortification Hill. I'd look there! It was a while ago. He came through here in a real hurry. Didn't even stop to say hello. I think he went down his secret escape elevator out in the hall. Oh, he wanted to kill Mr. House and use the Platinum chip to copy my neurocomputational matrix onto the Lucky 38's mainframe. That would give me control over all of Mr. House's defenses, most prominently his Securitrons. And then I guess I just do as I'm told. I was programmed to be helpful and answer any questions I was asked. I guess nobody bothered to restrict who I answer questions for. That was probably pretty dumb, huh? Oh, he had some help. A lady friend of his. She said something about living in a fort over in Freeside. But that's all I remember. This is Benny's workshop. When the tops got renovated, he had this half of the floor blocked off for his own use. I guess you could say it's my entire world. I don't think I've ever left this room, but that's okay. I'm not complaining. Then I'd have to help you. I mean, it seems pretty obvious Benny wouldn't have wanted me to, but hey, not my fault I can't say no. Again, goal number 1 is to eliminate Mr. House and install my neurocomputational matrix on the Lucky 38's mainframe. Given how you're a new arrival, I also recommend that you get to know some of the region's tribes, so you can decide how you feel about them. By the time you finished up all of that, the Legion should be close to attacking Hoover Dam, and we'll execute the last phase of the plan. Oh no, I didn't mean that. Who needs their support? The Securitrons will be all the support you need. What I meant is, you should get to know these tribes and decide which ones you like and which you don't. You know, shape the future of Vegas. Choose your neighbors. If you like a tribe, leave it alone. Or, if a tribe is nasty, or going to be a problem, go ahead and exterminate it. It's whatever you want to do. Right. It's one of 2 locations on Mr. House's network with non-standard hardware. My guess is it has a reader that can decode the chip. And who knows what else, maybe a giant robot or something. Neat. Let me know what you find out. There's a bunch. Some of them you've already met, like the chairman, for instance. I think you should visit the other families on the strip. The Omertas and the White Glove Society, so you know what makes them tick. And there are some important groups farther from the strip, too. Like the Boomers, the Great Khans, and the Brotherhood of Steel. Of course, ask away. They must be a really nasty people. I haven't heard a single good thing about them. They fire artillery on anyone who comes near their settlement at Nellis Air Force Base. Talk about rude. If they can be convinced to fire those big cannons at the Legion, or NCR though, well, that'd be neat, wouldn't it? Take all the time you need. Anything else I can help with? The Khans are just... they're a dirty people. They live in tents like animals, and they're very rude.
I disagree.
They've been kicked around a lot, but no one's finished them off. Not yet, anyway. They were one of the tribes the 3 families pushed out of Vegas. A whole bunch got killed. So they settled at Bitter Springs, but they kept being so obnoxious, the NCR had to kill a whole bunch more of them. So then, they settled at Red Rock Canyon. There's just no getting rid of them. If you say so, consider them filed away under not to be discussed again. That's 1 down, 4 to go. Then consider them ignored. If they end up firing their howitzers at us, we'll ignore that too, until it goes away. That's 2 down, 3 to go. Don't you just love that platinum chip? Buzzes with power and possibilities, doesn't it? If I were you, I'd almost want to deliver the chip to Mr. House, just to learn all its tricks. That is, unless you want to bring the NCR or Caesar's Legion to power. I wouldn't want to tell you what to do. Please, go on. I remember that Benny used to pay a receptionist at Gamora for information. Maybe she knows something. Just that Benny didn't like them. He talked on and on about how they couldn't be trusted. And this is coming from Benny. He hated their casino, said it was tacky, and he thought they were up to something, because he said they always are. You got it. I won't say another word about it. That's 3 down, 2 to go. From what I understand, they're perfectly delightful. They're cultured, clean, and super polite. Benny didn't like them, though. He said they were creepy. A cannibalism problem? Really? I'm so glad you weren't eaten. That's 4 down, just 1 to go. They go around in big suits of power armor and they have lots of energy weapons. But there's a downside. They just have a thing about technology. They think it should all be theirs. If someone else has it, they get mad. All I'm saying is, not much of a chance they'll accept a Vegas that polices itself with robots. Okay, consider them forgotten, along with the projections that predict they'll be our biggest enemy. Forgotten! That accounts for all the tribes you needed to get to know. As soon as Mr. House is out of the way, things will be great. There'll be so much I can help you accomplish. It makes me feel really dumb to admit this, but I don't actually know. I've never been inside the Lucky 38. No one has. Mr. House is in there, though. It's the central node of his entire network. You have? Wow, that's amazing. You can murder Mr. House whenever you want. I mean, Benny was always scheming about how he was going to get into the Lucky 38, but you already took care of that. Wow. The other thing you're going to need is the platinum chip. You know, the one Benny killed a courier for over near Good Springs. I knew he was carrying the platinum chip, and I knew right where Benny should wait for him. That's why Benny put me here, to monitor Mr. House's data transmissions. They're all encrypted, of course, but I'm quite a decryptor. Did you know that Mr. House spent 812,545 caps hiring salvage teams to find the platinum chip? Just in the last year alone? Of course you didn't. Or that there were 7 couriers, but 6 of them were carrying junk. How about their exact routes and the mercenary teams that screened them? I knew all that. Pretty smart, huh? I know that's not true, because you still have a head. That's not funny, you getting shot in the head. I really shouldn't have taken so much pride in how I set that up, huh? I feel really bad right now. Of course you do. Sorry about that. And it's wonderful that you do. The platinum chip is the key to overriding and exploiting Mr. House's defenses. Did I just say exploiting? That's not a very nice word. Sorry that... I'll be waiting right here.
crazy scene or what? You dig this crazy scene or what?
Alright. If I remember right, you just have to get it to a point where you're going to do the bunker. I mean Hoover Dam stuff to fight for them, but then at the last minute you pull it on them that you've got Yes Man and all that. I can't remember if you can get yourself into what's called a dead man walking situation, as in where you can't continue to the end. No, they'd have to have something in place.
You dig this crazy scene or what?
Well, howdy, partner. Good to see you again. Boss is waiting for you upstairs, so get a move on. I see you brought some friends. Come back soon.
It's the first time I remember playing through this. I remember doing missions for House up until a certain point, and then I killed him. It was when he well, he asks you to go against a certain particular team faction, which I would never ever ever turn on.
Where to, partner?
Which one is it that has house on it? Is it this one?
I take it you've come to deliver the platinum chip? I'll be happy to satisfy your every curiosity once the platinum chip has been delivered. Such a small thing, isn't it? And yet so capacious, so very dear. Decades of hiring salvagers out west to search for this little relic in the ruins of a place called Sunnyvale. Back then, anyway. That's where the chip was printed, on October 22nd, 2077. It was to have been hand-delivered to me here at the Lucky 38 the next day. But the bombs fell first. Suffice it to say, the delivery was never made. Some things are more easily shown than told. Take the elevator all the way down to the bottom level, and you'll see what I mean. Don't worry, you'll like what you see. We have much to accomplish, you and I. Step closer to the demonstration area, if you would. I expect you're well familiar with my Securitrons by now. The titanium alloy housing that protects its electronic core deflects small arms and shrapnel easily enough. Its X-25 Gatling laser, produced to spec by Glassing is deadly against soft targets at medium range. And for close-range suppression or crowd control, the Securitron is armed with a 9mm submachine gun. All of this you probably already knew. What you did not know is that these are the Securitron's secondary weapons. All this time, my Securitrons have had to get by running the Mark I operating system, which lacked software drivers for their primary weapons. Today, with the delivery of the Platinum chip, all that changes. Behold, for the first time, Securitrons running the Mark II OS. The M235 missile launcher gives the Securitron the ability to engage ground and air targets at significantly longer ranges. And a rapid-fire G-28 launcher ensures the Securitron is deadly in close-range engagements. The software upgrade also includes drivers for the Securitron's highly sophisticated on-board auto-repair systems. Altogether, the Mark II software upgrade confers a 235% increase in combat effectiveness per unit. The city of New Vegas finally has soldiers worthy of protecting it. Return to the penthouse now. We have much to discuss. Trips to the basement are rarely so educational, don't you think? I've since broadcast the upgrade to every Securitron in range of my transmitters, and I must say, it's causing quite a stir down on the Strip. Why would I want to go to war against the NCR? They're my best customers. If their leaders weren't scheming to steal Vegas out from under me, I'd have no troubles with the NCR at all. To secure the future of New Vegas, I must have your assistance. The work ahead is dangerous, but you weather danger well. The next step will require you to infiltrate Caesar's camp at Fortification Hill. I'm not surprised. The Legion has spies on the Strip. I'm not offering you an incentive as crude as money, though there'll be plenty of that. What I'm offering you is a ground floor opportunity in the most important enterprise on Earth. What I'm offering is a future. For you, and for what remains of the human race. What did you want to discuss? By my calculations, his death will affect the shape of the battle for Hoover Dam minimally, if at all. The Legion's aggression will outlive Caesar. Indeed, they'll try to take the dam as a tribute to his memory. Given a year, they'd have him deified. But by then, the Legion will be breaking down, riven by internal conflicts, a monster consuming itself. It's irrelevant. In the short term, the Legion is still monster enough that defeating it will make me look powerful indeed. What else did you want to discuss? That's because he ceased to be relevant when you recovered the platinum chip. Revenge doesn't interest me. Progress does. Sorry to deny you a moment of primate triumph, but you'll have to go elsewhere to sound your barbaric yawp. What else did you want to discuss?
So robotic in the way of the answer. I like it.
General Oliver's strategy, or tunnel vision, as I like to call it, has been to mass troops at Hoover Dam. He wants to outfight the Legion in a straightforward slugging match, and then, when they rout, pursue and destroy them in detail. A crushing, decisive victory of this sort would overshadow the tactical ingenuity of Chief Hanlon's defense 4 years ago, you see. A good deal should be obvious to you by now. I won't spoil the rest by talking out of turn. Yes, of course. But refraining from those dietary practices is a primary requirement of their contract. They've been good to their word. Put together one hell of a resort hotel, too. From what I hear, I'd want to eat at the Gourmand every night, if I were ambulatory. What else did you want to discuss? I've resurrected Vegas, spirit intact. What I need now is the ability to enforce my rightful claim. Not just against Caesar's Legion, by the way. In fact, the NCR is a more present and insidious threat.
I'll say that I am a really big fan of House in this. The only thing I have against him is that he later on tells you that to act against my brothers in the Brotherhood of Steel. If it wasn't for that, on my first playthrough I would have totally sided with him. That was my only issue with him.
To enforce, one must have force, a position of strength. Years ago, when I detected NCR scouts roaming the Mojave, I could tell from their uniforms that these were no mere tribesmen. I knew it was only a matter of time before an army appeared to take control of the dam, and I knew my Securitrons wouldn't be enough to oppose them. And so I recruited the 3 families. Vegas belongs to me because I mustered enough strength to bring the NCR to the bargaining table. Indeed it was, and still is. But not without taking significant casualties. Would Kimball and Oliver have traded the lives of hundreds of soldiers for absolute control of Hoover Dam? Oh, yes. They weren't afraid of me. They were afraid of Caesar, that attacking me would leave them vulnerable to a Legion offensive. And so they negotiated. Not out of the kindness of their hearts, as they try to make it seem, because the calculus of power left no other choice. NCR forces were permitted to occupy Hoover Dam and establish a military base at McCarran Airport. Well, it used to be one. They recognized my sovereignty over the Vegas Strip and agreed to supply electricity and water once their engineers repaired the dam. Written into the treaty were provisions that the NCR do nothing to prevent its soldiers and civilians from visiting the Strip. That's how I harness the NCR to my endeavor. Their occupation has been the engine of my growing economy. The salient issue is that they will go to war with me if given the chance. There's just one reason why the NCR hasn't contrived some outrage to justify invading the Strip. Caesar's Legion. The final battle between those two armies is fast approaching. I can't afford to let either side win on their terms. What else did you want to discuss?
He's absolutely right. Absolutely 110% right. Whoever would win the Battle of Hoover Dam would go for him next. For control of all of the Mojave.
Hoover Dam, of course. A hydroelectric dam. The NCR had it up and running at 50% capacity within a year of occupying the dam. By treaty, New Vegas receives 5% of its output. More than enough. What else did you want to discuss? It was a place of splendor. As magnificent as today's Strip may seem, it's but a shadow of the neon paradise that was Las Vegas. I grew up not far from here, and though I traveled the old world extensively, I never found another place like it. By 2065, I deemed it a mathematical certainty that an atomic war would devastate the Earth within 15 years. Every projection I ran confirmed it. I knew I couldn't save the world, nor did I care to, but I could save Vegas, and in the process, perhaps save mankind. I set to work immediately. I thought I had plenty of time to prepare. As it turned out, I was 20 hours short.
He's quite brilliant, really.
On the day of the Great War, 77 atomic warheads targeted Las Vegas and its surrounding areas. My networked mainframes were able to predict and force transmit disarm code subsets to 59 warheads, neutralizing them before impact. Laser cannons mounted on the roof of the Lucky 38 destroyed another 9 warheads. The rest got through, though none hit the city itself. A suboptimal performance, admittedly. If only the platinum chip had arrived a day sooner. The platinum chip was printed in Sunnyvale, California on October 22nd, 2077, the day before the Great War. It was to have been delivered by courier the following afternoon, but by then, the world had ended. The chip contained vital software upgrades, but not just for my Securitrons. Every aspect of the missile defense grid would have been upgraded too. Given that I had to make do with buggy software, the outcome could have been worse. I nearly died as it was. Software glitches set off a cascade of system crashes. I had to take the Lucky 38's reactor offline, lest it melt down. For nearly 5 years, I battled power outages and more system crashes until I finally managed to reboot my data core with an older version of the OS. I spent the next few decades in a veritable coma, but I survived, obviously, and eventually thrived. What else?
Alright. I don't know how I'm gonna get back to the Legion territory considering I was there and killed Caesar, but...
Where to, partner?
That I'll try.
Casino floor.
Actually, one last thing. He was saying to me to go to the Legion bunker.
Where
I
to,
didn't see that
partner?
in my quest for him, though. this floor or the next one? It's the next one.
Where to, partner?
Have you found the courage to do what's necessary? Goodbye. Have you found the courage to do what...
Well, we'll see if we can go there anyway.
Penthouse floor.
So I have a memory that you need to go... You need to get the quest to go there before you go there. As in, you need to get the quest to go there because of Mr. House telling you to go there first. Except I couldn't do that because I didn't have the chip at that point.
Let's hit the road.
Let's see if we can go there.
Another kill to my name.
Guess who won the lottery? Guess who won the lottery?
Alright, so I need to go this way. It's almost the same place, I think. Hey.
And then the fights. Let's kick it.
Another kill.
Shit, didn't realize how close to death I was. Where's the switch?
Stop wasting time. Go upload the data on the Platinum chip to the facility's primary computer. I'll leave them operational. Be more fun. Have more target practice.
plan to work for Mr. House until we get to the point where he tells me to go up against my Brotherhood friends. Shouldn't be too long from now, though.
Well, howdy, partner. Good. Come back. Where to, partner?
Penthouse, I think.
Do not be alarmed. We have been upgraded to serve you better. Have a nice day.
The foundation is laid. My Securitrons on the strip are upgraded, and those at the fort ready for action. Now it's just a matter of adjusting the attitudes of some lesser groups while we wait for Caesar's Legion to attack Hoover Dam. Outside New Vegas, at what was once called Nellis Air Force Base, resides an unusual tribe known as the Boomers. They are, shall we say, aggressively reclusive. They have several howitzers they fire at anyone who dares approach the base. Artillery of this sort has a range of several miles. If it's going to fire on Hoover Dam, I want it firing at my targets. If not, then I want to make sure that the Boomers don't sign similar treaties to fire their guns in support of the NCR or Caesar's Legion. I'd rather you just dealt with the Boomers, but all right. They occupied Nellis Air Force Base a little over 50 years ago. One of my Securitrons got some video of their arrival and then exploded. Odds are they were vault dwellers. That's everything I know about them, really. As I was saying, I need you to enlist or neutralize the Boomers at Nellis Air Force Base. Use extreme caution when approaching the base. Their firepower is considerable. Recently, one of my roaming Securitrons observed a man near the base studying the pattern of its artillery fire. Maybe he's learned something.
Alright.
Let's hit the road.
Isn't that bomber a beauty? Thanks so much for making an old man's dreams come true. Bye.
one there and one.
Hello, friend. How can Mother Pearl be of help today? Of course, my child. After all that you have done for us, we would love to help you in the upcoming battle. After all the training in virtual reality, the young ones would relish an opportunity to put their skills to battle. We'll be there when you need us. See.
Cool.
Thank you.
Might go to the NCR first and then go see Mr. House.
Wish I could have been there to see Caesar die. What an asshole.
Where is he?
Nelson's back in our hands. I hope we can defend it this time.
I hear you've been meeting with Mr. House in the Lucky 38. I bet you think you're pretty special, don't you? Special or not, stay out of trouble, and more importantly, stay out of my way. Crocker isn't too bad. He mostly stays in his office now. If you have any questions about the embassy, you should ask him. He'll talk your ear off. Yeah, more of the usual. We're keeping an eye on the troopers to make sure they don't do anything stupid. The only stupid one we've had lately is Private Irwin. He's starting to cause more trouble than he's worth. Not much to tell. Keeping the troopers in line and monitoring the strip keeps me busy. It's my job, and I'm gonna do it well. Now, if that's all, I've got work to do. Bye.
Hello.
Nelson's back in our hands. Hope we can defend it this time.
It's good to see such an outstanding citizen of the NCR. What can I do for you, my friend? I hope you've returned with good news. Are they willing to help the NCR? Excellent work. I can't tell you how useful that will be. In any event, I have another assignment ready and waiting for you. But we can speak of it later. Rest up, and when you're ready, speak to me again. It's good to see such an outstanding... So I did. As you may have noticed, our position here in New Vegas is tenuous. We've made great strides, sure, but the NCR is not welcome here, merely tolerated. And even then, not by everyone. We've had reports of violence against NCR citizens in a neighborhood just to the northeast called Freeside. Ever been there? Violence is something of a way of life there, but there's been a disturbing rise in the number of attacks on our people lately. More worrying is the fact that our sources suggest the violence is being perpetrated by the gang that runs the place, the Kings. I need someone to look into this that won't attract attention. Would you be interested? Good. Our men have come up with 2 different plans for seeing an end to the violence. First, our sources have tracked most of the attacks back to a king named Pacer. The consensus is that the violence will stop if he's removed. The problem is we can't simply kill him. In the current climate, the NCR would likely be blamed for his death. There is an alternative option, but my sources feel that getting rid of this Pacer fellow is our best shot. In that case, we could take a different tact, but one that I at least have more experience with: diplomacy. If we can't go after the man responsible, we'll simply appeal to the man above him. The Kings, including our friend Pacer, report to the leader of their gang, a man who calls himself the King. He's Caucasian, in his mid-30s, and extremely charismatic. It's that last part we're counting on. The Kings are a bunch of young hoodlums who aren't inclined to listen to anyone except him. Get him on your side, and the rest will fall in line. Go and talk to the King. Try to convince him to put an end to this violence. Pacer's a punk, but he won't likely disobey a direct order. The King might not be open to the idea at first, so you may have to integrate yourself with him. Do whatever it takes. When it's done, one way or the other, report back here, and we'll take it from there. I wish you luck. If you run into some difficulty and think you'd rather just take the shot with Pacer, that's fine too. My buddies at Camp McCarran are breathing easy.
Yeah, the key is to not tip the NCR's hand that I'm going to be turning against him at Hoover Dam. And either way, we want the Legion eliminated. So in this case, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Well, howdy, partner. Good.
Any progress with the boomers? Well done.
The Boomer's firepower may prove an advantage when the battle for Hoover Dam comes around. I'd hoped to have you investigate the Omertas, but after the trouble you caused at Gomorrah, they won't let you in the front door. I'll see if I can make some progress with informants. You're useless in this matter. An opinion you expressed with supreme subtlety and finesse. Moving on. Your next assignment is to locate and destroy remnants of the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel. The NCR nearly did the job at Helios 1 a few years ago, but there seem to have been survivors, unfortunately. Given the Brotherhood's fanatical views on technology, they can be counted on to oppose my regime. Please, put them out of my misery.
That's not gonna happen.
We're talking about a coterie of bulging-eyed fanatics who think all pre-war technology belongs to them. They'll never accept my using an army of robots to defend New Vegas. While it's a fight I can win, I'd rather sidestep it altogether. Don't tell me you've fallen for the stories of noble paladins on crusade, preserving mankind's technology in a benighted age? Dross! In any case, this is an employer-employee relationship. I've given you an assignment, and the directions are clear.
Not happening.
A few questions, and then you'll handle the Brotherhood, I hope? They're a terrorist group, basically. Militant, quasi-religious fanatics, obsessed with hoarding pre-war technology. Not all technology, mind you. You don't see them raiding hospitals to cart away auto docks or armfuls of prosthetic organs. No, they greatly prefer the sort of technology that puts people in hospitals. Or graves, rather, since hospitals went the way of the dodo. Because they're ridiculous. Because they gallivant around the Mojave, pretending to be knights of yore. Or did, until the NCR showed them that ideological purity and shiny power armor don't count for much when you're outnumbered 15 to 1. The world has no use for emotionally unstable techno-fetishists. Just wipe them out, will you? As I've said, I need you to locate and destroy the Brotherhood of Steel. New Vegas is more than a city. It's the remedy to mankind's derailment. The city's economy is a blast furnace in which can be forged the steel of a new rail line running straight to a new horizon. What is the NCR? A society of people desperate to experience comfort, ease, luxury. A society of customers. With all that money pouring in, give me 20 years and I'll reignite the high technology development sectors. 50 years and I'll have people in orbit. 100 years and my colony ships will be heading for the stars to search for planets unpolluted by the wrath and folly of a bygone generation. I prefer the term autocrat. I would rule as a chief executive. I would not answer to a board of directors or any other entity. Nothing to impede progress. If you want to see the fate of democracies, look out the windows. My judgment. I have no interest in abusing others, just as I have no interest in legislating or otherwise dictating what people do in their private time. Nor have I any interest in being worshipped as some kind of machine god messiah. I am impervious to such corrupting ambitions. But autocracy? Firm control in the hands of a technological and economic visionary? Yes, that Vegas shall have. What else did you want to discuss? Goodbye.
I'll note that what's going to be coming up next, some people might find, what would you call it, disturbing, as I'm going to have to shoot Mr. House.
Why have you done this? Centuries of preparation. So much good undone. Your vanity project doomed to fail. No! Don't disable Cerebral! I'd rather be killed. Just kill me.
They really make you feel bad. So I couldn't do it. I'm not gonna go against Brotherhood of Steel. They're like my favorite faction in this. It's still sad to have to do that. mean, his intentions were good overall. He was looking to advance the human race, you know. It's just I couldn't turn against the Brotherhood of Steel. One moment. It's a shame though, because I majorly respect the guy.
Let's hit the... All right. Could use a little target.
Yeah, gets copyright again.
Oh! Hi again! Can I help you with something else? You already took care of Mr. House? Wow, you work fast. Mr. House is out of the picture and you have the platinum chip? Wonderful. Let's go.
Nelson.
The main negative though is that even with you like controlling the robots, you've got a finite amount of time on the planet, whereas Mr. House has like, you know, things to keep him going. So he could go for hundreds of years, where you could not. How do I get in? Ah. Oh, great.
Hi! This is big, huh? A very big moment. Here goes. I'll just take that platinum chip off your hands. Thanks. Wish me luck. It's my fault. Wow. Mr. House had quite a setup here. I can access his databanks and view telemetry on every Securitron on the network. Every Securitron on the network has been upgraded. Pretty neat, huh? The Securitrons at the fort are on standby. I see a status log here confirming that the Mark II OS upgrade installed correctly. They'll be all set to go once we boost my transmitting power and bring them online with the network. But we'll worry about that later. Come back later if you need anything. You did a super job wrapping things up, and I'm not just saying that because I have to. Here's some big news. I decoded a military radio transmission, and it turns out the NCR president, Aaron Kimball, is going to visit Hoover Dam. I guess he wants to boost the troops' morale, but according to projections Mr. House made, he has an 83.75% chance of being assassinated. Whoops. Anyway, it looks like Mr. House thought it was important to keep President Kimball alive. Mr. House ran projections on how the NCR public will react to a defeat at Hoover Dam. Overwhelmingly, they'll blame Kimball. But if Kimball dies at Hoover Dam, there's no obvious scapegoat for them to blame, so they'll blame New Vegas instead. So that means reduced tourism for up to 5 years. The equations are pretty complicated. Mr. House sure liked numbers. Great. A ranger named Graham has been placed in charge of security for the president's visit. You'll want to talk to him. Once the president is safe, there's one more thing for you to take care of. This gadget I'm handing you is called an override module. Mr. House had 2 of these made years and years ago. Just like in the think ahead. Take the module to the El Dorado substation and attach it to the power control terminal. I'll handle the rest. I'll use the substation to send a huge jolt of electricity to the Lucky 38. Turns out this casino has its own reactor. All it needs is a jump start. With the reactor running at full tilt, I can boost the transmission strength of the Lucky 38's command and control network. I'm talking direct tactical control of hundreds of upgraded Securitrons at vast distances. You know that's gonna come in handy. Great! When this is taken care of, we'll be all set for the Legion to make its move.
Let's hit the road. Watch
out!
I'll hold up here.
You'd better get it.
was that? Well, looks like it's better to save Kimball first.
You came back like so, dude. So
Let's hit the road.
Alright, so we are nearing the end of the game, and I'm pretty sure the next video I do should cover everything. We'll see, but I've got a good feeling it'll cover everything. Alright, so I'm going to end this one here. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you'd like to be notified about when I go about putting on more videos in the Fallout New Vegas playthrough series, be sure to subscribe to YouTube side things to be notified when those videos are made available. Alright guys, with that, have a good one.